G'day guys, welcome back to another video. I got a really exciting one today because I've got not one, not two, but 3 brand new smart cubes from Moyu. And when I say smart cubes, these are not just 3x3s. I do have a smart 3x3, but it's not what you think. And also, the other 2 are brand new to anyone. You ready for this? We have the smart mirror blocks, a smart version of the 18th anniversary limited edition V11 speed cube, and a world's first smart Ivy cube, which Moyu were calling the smart maple leaf cube, which is probably just some trademark reason. But yeah, this is pretty exciting. 3 smart cubes. Let's see how they turn, how they connect, what they can actually do, and I'll give you my honest thoughts about these puzzles at the end. And I want to go over why I think these cubes actually exist. And well, you're probably already thinking what I'm thinking. Let's check out the turning first of all these puzzles. Right, so once you got the app loaded up, it just looks like this WCU cube. If you've never seen a Bluetooth cube before, this is basically what it does. It connects to your device, and when you turn, it knows exactly the turns you do on your cube. So you don't have to start or stop your timer. It just knows when you finish solving. And it's really accurate. You can turn as fast as you want, and it knows exactly what you've done. So this one's the 18th anniversary limited edition version that is really expensive. If you want to get one of these smart cubes, you don't have to get this version. You can just get one of the V11 version. But anyway, once it's connected, you can check out there's a bunch of things. So there's training, there's basic, timing, and speed cubing. So basically the basics show you how to turn the cube. So if you want to turn the top, that's how you do it. You can learn the CFOP method if you want. It shows you every step of the way. I mean, I'm not going to do this obviously because I know how to solve a cube, but you can learn to solve a cube using one of these. Now the training can also have a few different things. So you've got this timing where you can challenge 2 different people. There's cube practice, which is basically just trying to learn to solve the cube, and you do different steps. So if I scramble the cube up, I've got cross selected right now. So solve to cross, you can solve the entire thing, or you can just do F2L or OLL or whatever. Then if I just have cross, I can just do the cross really fast. So start, and this is actually a pretty good one. There you go. 0.4 seconds, pretty good cross. Got a pair as well. Let's just finish this solve actually. And the cube always knows once the cube's solved. It always knows what position it's in. Then there's formula training, which is algorithm training. You can do this if you want. For instance, an OLL like this, I would just do practice, do it exactly how it says, and there we go. So now it's actually scrambled it into the state that we want, and I can just do the moves. I mean, I know how to do this OLL, but there you go. So it can be pretty helpful. Anyway, but the best part is the timing. Not this timing. There's actually just a regular timer for some reason where you just hold it down and you stop it yourself. I don't know why you'd want that in this app, but anyway. Now, ranked is just where you would challenge someone else online. Multiplayer is where you challenge someone you know. And then time trial is just challenging yourself. So I'll do an example. So we'll hold cube like this, follow along with the scrambling, and there we go. So now we've got the whole cube scrambled, I guess, and then I'll just solve the cube. So nice. All right, 9.0 seconds, I'll take it. You know I'm not lying because it's exact on the time. I had to follow a scramble. It doesn't let you do your own scramble. So, and then it's got all these stats. So 3 rotations, 63 moves, 6.9 TPS, pretty rubbish. But yeah, basically then you just keep doing that until you solve the whole thing. And a cool thing is if you mess up the turning, then it'll tell you what you did wrong. This is a U. If I do a U prime, it just makes me go back. And so I just have to do 2 U's and then U2. And the R actually makes you finish the whole term before it continues. So D2, like that. So it's very intuitive. They definitely know a lot about speed cubing, whoever made this app. This cube turns amazing, and it's almost exactly the same as the regular V11. It's just got all the different components that make it Bluetooth on the inside. But you didn't come here for a 3x3. You came here for some interesting cubes. And I want to show you the Ivy cube next. So basically how you connect. Click on this. This is connected, but if I turn this, and it already knows, so I can just click this one. I need to break the connection for that first one, and then I'll connect my next one. And there we go. So then it says I've got the maple cube. It's an Ivy cube, but you get the idea. And then this one does the same thing. So, you know, you turn like this. Oh, and by the way, you can get all of these cubes at speedcubeshop.com. Use my discount code to make it even cheaper. That's pretty good. Now, the thing is with the Ivy cube, most people don't know how to scramble it because it's not a WCA puzzle. They've never had to learn. Fair enough. I'm going to show you how. Time trial, it actually shows you how to scramble. So L is like this, R, and then U, where's the U? You actually have to turn this whole top part just like that. R, U prime, L, R, L, R, U prime, L. I didn't even do a B move, but anyway. So then we just solve it just like normal. I'm no pro at this, but 4 seconds, that might be a decent time. Yeah, and then the B move, like here, you have to turn this back one. So that kind of just makes sense. It's very intuitive. It's this the U part that's really weird because you're turning this. It should be an F, but anyway, and don't lose your spot because there's no orientation on this. There we go. Now, there's some really fast times on the leaderboards right now, so I think you can get pretty lucky with these scrambles. But I think my fastest time, if I can see somehow, yeah, my fastest time is 1.57 seconds. It was like 3 moves into a sledge, so let's keep going until we get a good solve on camera. Doosh, 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 doosh. Okay. 4.1, not bad. Yeah. Anyway, that's basically the crux of it. There's actually no cube practice or formula training for this cube at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate because if you paid all this money, you'd probably want to get all the benefits. Now I'm going to show you the mirror cube, and this one's really cool. I do enjoy solving a mirror cube. Basically, you do the same thing, turn aside, there we go, and then you can see the mirror cube. So there's these 4. There's a 2x2, 3x3, maple, and mirror. That's really cool. So, you know, it knows what shape it is and everything. If you've never seen a mirror cube before, basically you solve it by shape instead of color. I'm not very good, but at the same time, most people on the leaderboards aren't either. I'm going to show a time trial. Basically how you solve it is like a 3x3, but the shortest one is at the bottom and the second shortest one is on the front, just like this. Okay, and as you can see, it's all scrambled. Now there is a bit of a cheat because you can see where the shorter side, and I always solve on the longer side first. But anyway, let's just give this a go. So solve this. Is that the shortest side there? Yep. Okay, so I've done the cross. Oh wow. I did a pair, but just put it in the wrong slot. That's not it. Nope, that's the slot. Yeah, and then that's the second slot. All right, and then. As you can see, I'm really good at this. That's a flipped edge. And then there's that. Just orient the edges. It's like a H case, whatever that is. And this is an A-perm. What? No, that wasn't an A-perm. Okay. It's a J-perm. There you go. 59 seconds. Under a minute. Pretty good. I reckon I could get better than that. 59 again. Oh, I did the wrong OLL. No. J-perm. AUF's pretty weird too, but 46. I'll take it. Not bad. This turns really well, by the way. I probably didn't explain that, but it's a really good turning puzzle. If you want a really decent turning mirror blocks, you should actually consider this one, even though it might be a little bit pricey. But as you can see, it's got like these really cool like stems and everything. The mechanism is really well done. I would say it's slightly better than the GAN one, and the charging port for this one's really funny because it's off-centered. You can see that it has to go in an exact way, and it shows you which way to do it. No, not like that, not like that. There we go. So it charges just like that. Sits in there with the little pins on the stems. So yeah, which one do you think's the coolest? All right, so let's be honest here. Yes, this Ivy Cube might be the best turning Ivy Cube I've ever felt, but does that make it worth the price? Well, I would say no. The thing is, there's this really big community in China where everyone has smart cubes, and that's how they battle each other, how they get faster, and how a lot of their online tutoring actually works. The tutor can watch what they do and do breakdowns of their solves and give them tips and tricks to get faster. The thing is, there's a massive community in China of coaching for speed cubing. Mirror Blocks is actually a really popular non-WCA puzzle, probably the most after FTO. And Ivy Cube is a really popular beginner puzzle for parents or even siblings wanting to give their younger siblings something to work on before they advance to the 3x3. The problem with these cubes is I don't see them becoming profitable anytime soon. What I mean by that is people deliberately taking classes. So just because most people wouldn't have a use for this, there is actually a market. And it does make sense that Moryu wants to get in on that. So when they get older, they trust these companies and they might use these cubes for actual competitions. But they are pretty fun, and if you've got the cash for it, why not give it a go? I mean, you're more likely to get on the leaderboards for these puzzles than you are on a 3x3. What are your thoughts on these kind of cubes? And do you think you're going to get any of these? But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.